Though on one hand, it is said enlightenment is a one-step affair. Either you are bound or you are liberated. In very many contexts, especially of advanced texts of the Vedanta, gradations among those who are bound are not valued much. What is valued is freedom. Even the revolutionary thinker of the last century, J. Krishnamurti, said, don't be after expanding your prison cell. Don't say, I am in prison, but my prison cell is bigger and better equipped. It is more comfortable, more roomy, more airy, has better furniture. A prison cell is a prison cell, whether it is well equipped or poorly organized. So there are such discussions too. All the same, it is undeniably true that when we advance spiritually, others also notice we ourselves experience certain healthy changes, certain reduction in our negativities, anger or lust, laziness or being lacking in motivation. In 100 matters, going by 100 parameters, spiritual progress does involve certain milestones that we cross. This evening, here in the 14th session of this series, Know the Upanishads, we are going to take a simple verse or a mantra from SHWETＡSHWATARA Upanishad. Some believe that Adi Shankaracharya wrote a commentary on the SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad also, and Gita Press has published even a book with Shankara's commentary. SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad is Shankara Bhashya. A larger percentage of scholars are not sure. Therefore, SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad is not included on the website of Sringeri, which some of us use a lot, advaitasharada.sringeri.net. There is a website. Especially when we travel and we are not carrying Shankara Bhashya with us, suddenly we need to refer to or give a talk on a portion of Shankara's commentary on one of the major Upanishads. Either on our laptop or on our mobile, we just look up advaitasharada.sringeri.net. Okay, Mundaka Upanishad, such and such chapter, such and such mantra, and this is how Sri Shankaracharya explains it. We receive help on the go. But even today I checked again, SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad is not included at all among the granthas, the texts that advaitasharada.sringeri.net covers. Though so many other texts by Hastamalaka, by Totaka, by Padmapada, by Sureshwara are all included over there. Shankara's commentary on Hastamalakya, Shankara's commentary on some other Prakarana Granthas are given, but not SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad. So in SHWETASHWATARA Upanishad, there is a mantra which passingly mentions the signs of spiritual progress. They are the hallmarks of a transformation which is brewing, a transformation which is taking place. You are not liberated, but it looks you are on way to it. Therefore, signs of spiritual progress is our topic this evening here, Friday evening in India, Friday morning in the West. Let's quickly take a look at which is that mantra that we are going to reflect upon. So here we are, mantra number 13 in the second chapter of SHWETＡSHWATARA Upanishad. Signs of spiritual progress. And on the title slide, we are just putting the fourth pada of that mantra. Yoga-pravrittim prathamām vadanti. The whole mantra we will see in the very next slide. But this title itself put in Sanskrit says, vadanti, wise people say, prathamām. They say in the beginning, in the early stages of spiritual advancement, yoga pravritti. This is how yoga. Yoga here means spirituality, adhyatma. Bhakti or yoga, jnana or karma, or any other combination. When you are truly spiritual, you are a meditator, you are a lover of God, you are a selfless person, you have found meaning in serving people, serving all life forms. You have become contemplative. You have let go of your urges for more wealth, name, fame, etc. So all these are covered under yoga. This is not only Patanjali yoga here. Even Viveka Chudamani uses the word yoga at a certain place in a much quoted shloka. Yogasya prathamam dwaram vang nirodho aparigraha nirasha cha niriha cha nityamekanta shilata. Is a shloka from Viveka Chudamani. Rather than saying adhyatmasya pratamam dwaram or mokshasya pratamam dwaram, the shloka uses the word yoga. Yogasya pratamam dwaram vang nirodha. If you speak with attention, speak not too much, not too less, not too fast, not too slowly. As Valmiki Ramayana has that expression, avistarama sandigdam avilambitam adrutam. Rama says to Lakshmana, praising the way Hanuman spoke. When Hanuman met Ram and Lakshman for the first time, coming over there as a messenger of Sugriva, Hanuman narrates who he is, whom he represents, the story of Vali and Sugriva. Hanuman first asks Rama and Lakshmana who they are, where from they came. So there is a certain exchange between Hanuman on one side and Ram and Lakshman on the other. And Ram is mighty impressed with a lucid communication of Hanuman. And he uses four adjectives in addition to some other words of praise to describe how wonderful a communicator Hanuman is. Avistaram, not going to unnecessary details. Asandigdam, not cutting the details so much that the other party is not clear at all. Avistaram asandigdam avilambitam adrutam. Neither stopping too much, dragging, nor speaking words like a machine gun so fast. So that expression avistaram asandigdam avilambitam adrutam is an excellent piece. So as one advances spiritually in one's behavior, in one's private moments, in one's private life, and in one's public life, everywhere there have to be some signs. Some may notice, some may not. You too may not notice for a while, but one morning or one fine day you say, hey, wait, I have changed, I am changing. Yeah, how foolish I was in olden days. So that's our topic. The 7 milestones you will cross as you get going. You are a yogi on the rise. Kathopanishad also uses the word yoga for spirituality in general. Yogo hi prabhavapyayo. There is a phrase or a sentence towards the end of Kathopanishad. Yogo hi prabhavapyayo. Yoga, spirituality, is generally marked by rise and fall. Some days you may be in high spirits. Some other days you may meet with depression. You may feel lost. You may lose all confidence that you had. Your self esteem may go up and down, if not exactly like before, but in another way, on another plane. You may experience a roller coaster ride in spirituality too. Therefore, Kathopanishad says, Yoga Prabhava Apyayo. Prabhava means rising, Apyaya means fall. So, the yogi on the rise is described as marked by these 7 characteristics. Lagutvam, Arogyam, Aloluptvam, Alolupatvam. 3. Varna Prasadam. 4. Swarasaushtavancha. 5. Gandha Shubha. 6. Mutrapurishamalpam. 7. Yoga-pravrittim prathamām vadanti. This is some kind of trishtup, 11 syllables in each pada. Lagutvam arogyam alolupatvam varna-prasadam swarasaushtavancha gandha-shubho mutra-purishamalpam yoga-pravrittim prathamām vadanti apuryamānam-achala-pratishtam samudramapa. You have a shloka in the 2nd chapter of Gita. And plenty of these trishtups in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana. So this is not the short meter Anushtup, which has 8 syllables per quarter. This one is Trishtup. Some Upajati, or there are many kinds with 11 syllables in a quarter. And in this meter, the SHWETＡSHWATARA Upanishad puts these 7 marks of progress. Even those who deny grades, steps, levels, etc., while talking on the truth on a higher plane, are seen to come down on occasions and sharing thoughts with their students or friends. And they too talk about all this. They talk about how a disorderly life changes over to orderly life. Let's see the same in a simpler way. The 7 early signs of yoga, meaning progress in yoga. We have put the 7 in white letters. in 7 lines. Lagutvam, lightness, lightness of body, lightness of mind, lightness of feeling. Sometimes you say, I guess, a big burden is lifted. I feel light in my chest. In different languages, the word lightness is used. Light-heartedness. You feel light. Otherwise, you feel burdened. You feel something heavy pulling you down as though. This lagutvam, lagu means light, is experienced by a spiritual seeker even amidst difficulties, financial losses, insult, neglect, various forms of strained relationships. Many things might happen in her life. But in spite of it all, while here and there she does suffer like anybody else, quickly she regains her poise and a smile comes upon her face. Lagutvam, you feel light. The website on Upanishads, upanishads.org.in, a wonderful repository of a number of Upanishads with transliteration, prose order, and English translation by a team that sat and worked on this matter in Pondicherry. And those days it was headed and guided by Professor Sampadananda Mishra. Dr. Sampadananda Mishra, look out on the YouTube and other places. Sampadananda Mishra is a wonderful, passionate champion of Sanskrit. Formerly in Pondicherry, now I guess he is somewhere in Himachal Pradesh. He is invited at many places. He led this project of, I'm sure, with a team of his students, maybe some people doing their PhD, some people working on some thesis. In academic centers, there is a certain structure. How work is divided and the guide oversees who has done how much, checks. Anyway, there is a website. Whenever you need to get some information from Upanishads with English translation and transliteration and prose order and so on, go for it. Upanishad or upanishads.org.in. I took this translation from there today. It is said that the first signs of entering yoga are lightness of body, health, health. Increasingly today, people are taking note of how lifestyle is a major cause of ailments. Lifestyle physically, what you eat, whether you exercise or not, whether you sleep at right time, whether you sleep enough, whether you fret and fume, lose temper, or conduct yourself in a reasonably balanced way. All this is lifestyle. And lifestyle gives you arogya. Good lifestyle gives you arogya. Today there are some wonderful guides who tell you, eat this food, live like this. Your diabetes, your blood pressure will come down in a natural way. Be free from allopathic medicines. Allopathy doctors and a whole lot of people with them don't like these things. They warn all these people who go for natural methods. Don't trust them so much. One day you will faint and fall down, then you have to rush to allopathy only. These two lobbies are always fighting. Both have some wisdom and both have some ignorance too. So we don't want to make any categorical statement. But why bring spirituality here? Sri Krishna says in the Gita, Yukta Ahara Viharasya Yukta Cheshtasya Karmasu Yukta Swapnavabodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkhaha. The real spirituality is marked by moderation. And such moderation also leads to greater health, physical health, mental health. Volumes are written on how love is a great medicine. If we are able to love, if we are able to receive love. A lot is said about how walking daily, how forgiving is also medicine. Number of human values, which are generally under spirituality, are like medicine. Medicine is not just pills that you swallow, shots or injections that you take. All of them have a place of their own, but even healthy dimensions of relationships are like medicine. Somebody, I believe, said when they asked him, "You are 96-year-old and you are so fit, what's your secret?" And the man said, "My secret is simple. From early young days, I had two doctors with me all along." They said, "We're very curious. Who are those two doctors? We will also take their help." Then the man said, "The two doctors who helped me from my early young days are my two legs. I have been walking and walking every day, 1.5 hours I walk. These two legs, which help me walk, have been my doctors. They ensure that my health is good." Robin Sharma says this or quotes this in one of his books. Thirdly, aloluptvam. Oh, again I'm mispronouncing. Alolupatvam. Because lolupa is an adjective which means one always wants more and more. I want to eat that. I want to drink that. I want to see that new movie. I want to wear these new clothes which have come. I want. Thirst, as Sampadananda Mishra's team has translated, a lolupa means thirstless. A lolupatvam, thirstlessness. So, always wanting. Once some daughter-in-law complained to me in California. She says, "My mother-in-law comes every year, spends 3 months with us here in California. She comes from South India, very good. We have a reasonably good relationship, no problem. But one thing gets on my nerve," she said. "What?" "This mother-in-law doesn't want to be left out at all when my husband and I go out for even small things. I want to come. I'll join. I'm coming." So when will she is 74 now? We are in our 30s, 40s. When will this mother-in-law at least once a week let us go to a movie just by two of us? One movie. One out going out for some ice cream or for a walk. Anywhere. She says, "I'm coming. I wish to come. It has been. But you have gone 3 times." Yeah, that's how I liked it so much. I want to come for the fourth time. I want to come. I want to come. That's also a kind of lolupa. So this is because one has not been living life with certain attention to one's ways. If one is taking note of how I'm so mechanical, As soon as I come to know that my son and my daughter-in-law are going to this play by Shakespeare being played at a theater nearby, I say, I am coming. Why not I pause? Well, last Saturday I joined them in seeing something else. This Saturday, ah, let them go. I will sit and pursue some reading, some music. Recently, I have started attending Gita classes. I will revise a little Bhagavad Gita that I am studying. Let them go to this play of Shakespeare. No, that I will read after coming back. I will adjust. Lolu Patwa. Even in lot of good things, Shakespeare may not be a bad thing. And many other programs, Bharatanatyam, uh, all the fame from Bombay singer has come. Bollywood singer, and she is going to sing some very popular hits. So the 74-year-old mother-in-law says, I want to, she is my favorite. So she wants to come. So Lolupatwa, not only for unhealthy things, but also so-called healthy, beautiful, you know, good hobbies, one has to see. And that doesn't come so easily. The mantra from SHWETΑSHWATARA Upanishad says, when you grow in your yoga and asana, when you grow in your pranayama, when you grow in your contemplation, when you grow, when you rise in your japa, when all these become more and more lively, not a mechanical thing. Somebody wrote a nice article the other day I read on meditation, and the title of the article is meditation another chore in your daily life? Daily chores, CHORE, not Hindi ka chore, that is thief. Daily chores. Oh, I need to wash some clothes. Oh, I need to get these utensils washed. Oh, I need to vacuum. Oh, I need to. There are 100 things running a house, or even in the professional life also, there are many routine things. They're called daily chores. So the attitude generally that we have about these daily chores is let me quickly get do it and be free of it. It's something to be done. Not important, but I have to do it. Then only I can attend to something important. So has meditation become a daily chore? I have to meditate now. Oh, half an hour. I somehow will finish meditation, then something important I'll take. That means meditation is not important. That means you don't love meditation. Alas. So there is an inner growth where very many spiritual practices you will do, not because it's in the list of things to do, but you love to do them more and more spontaneously and less out of coercing, of pushing yourself into it. Watch out, observe yourself where you stand. The fourth one might make eyebrows rise. Varna prasada. So does Upanishad have some bias towards fair skin or dark skin or brown skin or some complexion? Varna means the complexion. Prasada is something clear, something plain, nice. I would dare say Upanishads have no bias towards any particular complexion. Then what is Varna Prasada? Dark or fair, brown or some other complexion, everywhere, once you are cheerful inside, the color of skin being of pretty much the same, there comes about a certain kanti, certain shine. People know. Therefore, many times you find that you like a person and it has nothing to do with whether he is black or brown or white, etc. There are so many colors. These Japanese people have a little yellowish color of their skin. It's not the white of the Caucasians. And among Caucasians also there. Once when I went to Japan, I used to travel by their trains, once or twice by bullet train, otherwise they're regular. They're also pretty fast. And when Japanese men and women enter, I used to notice their color of the skin. Hey, this is different from what I see in America. Correct, their color is different. And in my early years in California, once or twice, friends took me to some Mexican restaurant. And the Mexican men and Mexican women serving food to us, for a moment you think they are so much like fair complexion Indians. Their features also are like East Indians, us. Then again you say, no, no. Oh, then our friends said to me, yes, Swamiji, there's some of these Mexicans, they look so much like Indians. Color. It's not the Varna itself, whatever is the color. Vedavyasa was considered very dark complexioned. His name was Krishna Dvaipayana. Krishna means dark. Sri Krishna was dark. Sri Rama was dark. Whereas Lakshmana was somewhat fair complexion. Balarama was fair complexion. Those who do not accept the Aryan invasion theory say that there was nothing like Aryan invasion from Central Asia as far as this color of the skin is concerned. From time immemorial in this country, India, there were people who had fair complexion, people who had dark complexion, Gaura and Krishna, etc. So they are very much against the theory of some other race conquered the locals of India. The locals were pushed to the south, and therefore, among South Indians, there are more dark complexion people, and all such theories were floated. Nobody talked like that before Max Muller, who was in the 19th century, or maybe into a little bit into 20th century. Max Muller made that theory. Nobody talked about it before. And that theory spread like wildfire. Everybody accepted it. And now a lot of Indians also strongly stand by that theory because a lot of Indians these days are so Western educated. They have read Western books and Western lobbies have influenced them so much. They look at anything written by Indians as faith based or some kind of imagination and so on. That's not our topic today, but I've already said what is Varna Prasada. No matter what the complexion of the skin yours is, a certain radiance. When inside you are free of conflict, outside, through whatever skin you have, there will be certain glow. So glow on your skin. And rightly the next one also is in line. Swara Sausthavam. Swami Vivekananda in one of his speeches says loudly, we have reason to imagine he must have stressed it. Otherwise, we don't have voice of Vivekananda any recording. One recording which went round as Vivekananda's voice was later discovered to be not truly his. Somebody with some Bengali accent spoke that speech of Swami Vivekananda in the first Parliament of World Religions, and everybody believed, see, he talks. His English is good, but there's a slight Bengali accent, so that further proves some Bengali gentleman in modern times has spoken like Vivekananda. Just as there are recordings available in the voices of very many boys and girls and others of Martin Luther King Jr., where his voice also, I guess, is available, but these duplicates are available. His famous speech, I Have a Dream, or there was some speech of Martin Luther King Jr. in USA. So Vivekananda's, in the case of Vivekananda, his original voice unfortunately is not available. People, many Westerners, sat down and wrote down what you call that fast writing, shorthand. Tuck, 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 they wrote and then they quickly produced. So the speech delivered on September 11, 9/11. The speech delivered on 9/11, September 11 of 1893 is available, every word of it. But there is no swara there. Vivekananda, not in that speech, but in another speech, says, one of the early signs of your spiritual blossoming is your voice becomes clear. Not only clear, more touching, more appealing, more effective. While speaking, while singing, some of us swallow one word. Sometimes that word which you swallow, which you don't pronounce it loudly enough, is the most important word. Oh, how sad. The other person doesn't understand what you are talking. Really important words have to be stressed, have to be a bit louder if possible. But when we are spiritually less evolved, our communication is so faulty that unintentionally some of our words are not heard by the other. Swara Saushtavam, Sushtu means good. Sushtu, good, clear. So a beautiful voice, not for charming others, not for the charm aspect of it, but desirable effect. If you are consoling somebody, that person should be consoled. If you are motivating somebody, not only the words you use, the way you say, and the modulation, where you make it loud, where you make it soft, where you raise the pitch, all without planning, thanks to your inner development, all that comes out well. Swara Saushtavam. Then you have the sixth, Shubha Gandha. This is on a little mystical side. An agreeable odor with good health, with inner well being, with love in your heart, with cheerfulness pervading your being, it seems there is a certain good odor about you too. And the last one also may make you raise your eyebrows. It is said, Mutra Purisham Alpam. That is scantiness of excretions. So this could be taken in two ways. First of all, you don't overeat. You don't eat too often, a dozen times picking up something and putting into the mouth. Number two, the quantity. And number three, naturally, coming from your heart, you prefer healthy food. And as a result, less number of excretions. And because you eat lightly, the quantity would be less of the excretion also. And I guess I am not a health expert here, not a medical expert, but I would imagine the Upanishad mantra is saying the number of times you rush to the toilet, number of times you say, "Oh, give me a minute, you go." That is all related to not just usual reasons for ill health, but your psychological conflicts, disorderly life. That shows in very many external expressions. Some medical people may give scholarly commentary on this. I conclude this with one slide where I make a departure from Upanishads. There was this Ekanath Ishwaran who lived till 1999, formerly in India, but I guess the last 30 years of his life he lived in Northern California and wrote a number of books, wonderful books on Gita, on Upanishads, on Dhammapada, on certain Christian mystical works. gifted with a wonderful good English. His literature made a big impact on a whole lot of those days more Caucasians in the country of USA, and some number of Indians too. Now, I need not say much about him, but one of his books is, you know, uh, all about slow down and achieve more. When you are less spiritual, when you are tossed about by the world's pressures, the forces of this commercial, materialistic world, falling a prey, victimized by that kind of atmosphere, you rush and you want to achieve more. But some things go wrong. There is firefighting every now and then. And finally, you neither achieve more nor are happy truly. Ishwaran says, with a greater awareness, not that you become lazy, no way. It's not about slowing down for the sake of slowing down, but with greater self awareness, you do not rush unnecessarily. There are times when we have to speed up, that's different. But by and large, you pay attention and do things with higher quality. Therefore, slow down and achieve more. J. Krishnamurti went rather very far. He made mocking statements at formal religion, formal ideas of spirituality, and he scoffed at scholarship. He found fault with conceptual spirituality, heaven and hell and Atma and Paramatma, etc. He said, shh, leave them aside, he said. So therefore, he is not so welcome in traditional ashrams, but everywhere there are people, some very great intellectuals too, who deeply admire him. He said, this is put in my words, not scholarship, not knowledge of glamorous concepts, but order in daily life is important. For him, order meant being true to oneself, being free from conflict. Order is not how physically you put everything in orderly manner. That may happen as a secondary effect. Primarily, you don't live either deceiving others or deceiving yourself. You live a life marked by, characterized by a certain sense of integrity. You don't do things to please people. You don't do things to impress people. While actually, given the choice, you would do something else. That is a kind of, split personality. When others are away, you pick up a cigarette. And when anybody comes in, immediately hide it somewhere and suppose. Such hypocrisies, etc., are disorder. And why bring others into picture? In your own private life, you put the alarm for 4 o'clock, but you get up at 6 o'clock. Next day night, again 4 o'clock alarm and getting up at 6 o'clock. As though that is not enough, you wake up at 6 o'clock and blame yourself. The alarm rang, why should I have got up? Oh, no. Blaming yourself. And once in a blue moon, patting yourself on the back. Today, the alarm was at 4, I got up at 3:55. Though after a cup of coffee, I slept again at 5. That is different matter. You say, what is all this? That is disorder. And no one else can judge your disorder. Your heart would know. Your conscience would know. Your inner voice would know. Somebody else cannot say, you are living a disorderly life. Because these things are not as per some standards in some book. You know it. You know whether you live honestly or you are living in self contradiction. And Krishnamurti spoke at length. He spoke a lot, though in a bit of a difficult language, difficult for most people. No jokes, no stories, No, approaches which seemingly look very easy, but don't make matters easy for you really. Somebody joked when you read Sri Ramakrishna's literature, you feel you have understood it. In reality, you have not understood anything. When you read J. Krishnamurthy's literature, you feel a bit frustrated. I didn't understand anything. There also, the truth may not be so. Maybe something went in, but you are used to certain, what they call masala. There should have been a joke. If you read Osho's literature, every second page there is a joke. There is a Mullah Nasruddin story. There is some punchline. There is something that shakes you up. There's something shakes the society's ways. And people feel, that was a treat. Osho's literature was taken as a treat. But Krishnamurti's literature is taken as very challenging. Many people can't go more than 3 pages. These are all superficial. If you get the hang of it, if you begin to understand, you see, wow, Krishnamurti also spoke certain profound stuff which the Upanishads touched upon. Therefore, let's conclude here. The 7 signs of spiritual progress as given by SHWETＡSHWATARA Upanishad. Lagutvam, Arogyam, Alolupatvam, Varnaprasadam, Swarasaushtavancha, Gandha Shubho Mutra Purishamalpam, yoga-pravrittim prathamām vadanti. Thus, it's amazing. If not anything else, it's a lot of food for thought, lot of stuff to ponder. Yes. Am I truly spiritual or am I putting up a show of spirituality with knowledge of Sanskrit, with having memorized some shlokas of Gita, knowing so many concepts and over a cup of tea or coffee, telling friends, oh, Yoga Vasishta says this, Ashtavakra Gita says that, and etc. Just to, what do you call that? Bamboozling your audiences. But really, are these signs part of your life? So these can help us take a second look at our life. Hari Om.